welcome back to Rollercoasting with Raven. Today is the day we are heading to Universal and Disney World. This is going to be my first time at Disney World in like 7 years. So I'm really excited to get back there, see everything new that they have to offer. But I'm just getting some last minute stuff like straightened up. If you can hear it, I've got laundry in the background going because I swapped up my travel fit because it's going to be like 40 some degrees when I touch down in Orlando tonight. So I don't want anything too chilly. And I want to bring along like a warmer jacket, warmer pants, all that. So yeah, I just went to Target and Starbucks, name a better duo, and got like poncho, hairbrush. Me and Andrew share hairbrush, so I needed another one to take on this trip with me since I am going solo. And yeah, just getting some last minute stuff packed up, snacks. I'm gonna take an everything shower because you don't really need to shave your legs when it is like 11 degrees out. And today is the day, so let's get packing. Oh, and by the way, if we haven't met yet, I'm Raven. I make a ton of roller coaster and theme park content. If you're into that sort of stuff, make sure that you check out my other videos. I've got Universal stuff, Disney World resort hopping, a bunch of Six Flags parks, some stuff in the United States and Canada, West Coast, East Coast. So go ahead and check out the channel if you're interested in that sort of stuff. Guys, long story short, it is almost 2 a.m. and I finally made it to my room. So my flight got delayed a couple of times. It didn't take off until like 10:30, so I didn't get there until like 12:30. And then it was hard to find an Uber or a Lyft that late, especially at that secondary airport. I will say that Orlando Stanford is really nice and it's a lot easier to navigate. If you've been to like the Charleston airport, it's very similar to that. So nice small size and again, easy to navigate. I really liked it. But I just wanted to give you a quick room tour before I muddied it up with my stuff. And again, I'm only staying here for one night, so it's basically like I'm taking a glorified nap and then I am headed out to the parks. But oh my gosh, this room is so spacious and I just wanted to give you a quick little tour, trying to be a little quiet because there is a connecting door next door and you know people are sleeping because it's 2 a.m. But let's do a little room tour. So you can get a bit of a view of the exterior from here, but also I'll show it a little bit yet tomorrow. And full length mirror. Behind me is that connecting door if you wanted a connecting room. Swings out into a pretty massive closet here. Ironing board, luggage rack, all your essentials. And got this nice big cabinet wall. I believe down here will probably be a fridge. And yes, unlike Disney, this is not just a beverage cooler. This is like an actual mini fridge. You've got your safe. And then you've got some additional storage up through here, which is really handy. You've got a bunch of cute little lights. Everything's kind of modern themed, and it's set to 72 degrees, which is really nice. This is the tablet that can control a whole bunch of things in your room, including the lights, the TV channels, everything like that. But they do have normal switches, so if you're not technologically savvy, like honestly I'm not, so I'm not really going to be using the tablet that much, but I'll try to show it off tomorrow if we've got time before maybe going to early entry, maybe not. And then this is a little desk area. Again, we've got a couple of drawers down here and the infomercial playing. Just your basic coffee essentials. There is a Starbucks in the lobby, which I am thrilled about. And then you've got like a little chair that you could be sitting on. My luggage is currently sitting on it. I don't really have a nice view, but you should see like how big this room feels because it's like ceiling to floor windows. So it feels like super nice, super luxe. And then you've got two big, nice queen beds. I believe this is like a charging station in the middle, so a lot of stuff will be able to just sit on it, and that'll be helpful. Got the phone, and you've got these little reading lights on the side here. Almost didn't see those. And then this little separator kind of separates out the vanity area. Hello again. And then you got some towels over here, all your little essentials, cups, toilet paper, and then we've got this nice big bathroom. I finally figured out why it's this spacious. It's because this is the accessible room. So I've just got like an accessible shower, which perfectly fine. I'm just gonna maybe hop in bed tonight because I'm so tired. But yeah, that is the room. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. There is a switch that controls the curtains. So you can use blackout curtains or the sheer ones, or you could pull them wide open. I've got a little view of the pool down here. Sorry, my finger got in that. I've got a little view of the pool down here, but it's mainly just like parking garage outside. So not too interesting. But yeah, I think it's time that I just hop into bed. I typically shower overnight, but I did shower before I left. Airplanes always just make me feel a little gross, so maybe we'll take a little shower in the morning before we head to the parks. If not, you know, parks are a place that a lot of people feel sweaty and gross, and we will just be sweaty and gross tomorrow. If you're looking for an aesthetic morning routine, this ain't one. You know, I got like 4 hours of sleep last night and I'm up. So I'm like, I'm gonna just go to early entry. I changed into my slightly different pair of glasses because these have been stretched out by a glasses strap. Got my Velocicoaster shirt on and my sweatpants because you might be thinking, oh Raven, that's not what you wore in your pack and prep. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be 42 degrees this morning, so I've got my warm jacket on, my sweatpants on, and again, we're going to EPCOT later today, so I'm coming back to change, and hopefully by then the weather will be a little bit more hospitable. So yeah, I got in last night at like 2 something. I didn't end up getting to bed until like 2:30, but you know, if we're up, we're up. Hopefully later in the day, I will be able to take you all on like a Riviera room tour and have a little bit of a nap break because I want to stay for EPCOT's extended evening hours, but you know, we're just going to listen to our body and see if I want to do that tonight or if I just want to skip it. So there's that. So yeah, let's go downstairs. I think I'm going to grab some Starbies and then it'll be time to line up for the bus. Now, we could take the walking path or we could take the boat, but honestly, I haven't done that before and I don't really know how all of that works. So I'm just gonna wait for the bus. We're here at Adventura and yeah, let's have a good day. Rocking the mix match aesthetic with the Mickey and the Velocicoaster. Oh well, let's go. It's a little cold this morning, not gonna lie.
Please join me in welcoming our honorary guest of today!
Welcome to Islands of Adventure. The port of entry is now open. Let the adventure begin.
Woo! The adventure begins. Well, we made it back to Hagrid's.
You're ready to ride. Very funny to be leaving when everyone else is still walking in, but we got in 2 Velocicoasters, a front and a back, and I got lucky enough to get front row Hagrid's this morning. I have a niece now, and I am tempted by every little baby thing. Isn't this so cute? The Mardi Gras merch is so cute too. Look at this little sparkly top. I have never ridden the water taxi before, so I think that we're gonna do that because we're right by Sapphire Falls, and I'll just figure out how to get back to my resort from there. Seems like a cute little way to be transported. I was so tempted by that Mardi Gras merch, but I know that I'm gonna buy like half of Disney, so, you know, we're just gonna wait. I'm just a girl. Also, right over here at the corner of the bridge is where that walking trail starts if you're interested in that. It has its own security and stuff in the morning, so it could be helpful. And that's mainly for these resorts. You can get there really easily by the walking path. Guys, I might be getting a Zen ride on the boat. This is hilarious. I'm glad I did this. The views are so pretty. It is a little confusing to try to get from Sapphire Falls to Adventura. You'd think it would be a little bit easier, but you know, we're gonna figure it out. It's a lot easier to be lost at like 10 a.m. than lost at 10 p.m. So, success. I made that much harder on myself than it had to be. So if you decide to do something similar to this, you're staying at Adventura,
you want to look at the other amenities that are offered, then you should totally walk through the lobby of Sapphire Falls. Or Royal Pacific was really close too, just whatever boat gets there first. Walk through their lobby and then take the walking path directly across to the resort. Guys, ignore my mess, but isn't this just like such a light, airy room? Like, it is just incredible. I loved staying here for the very short amount of time I did. I am definitely coming back to this resort. I'm gonna have to bring Andrew because this is just such a luxe experience. And I really like the pool and stuff, but I just wanted to say, Adventura, 10 out of 10 for what I experienced. Now, this morning the buses were running a little bit slow, which was annoying. There were like 3 Epic buses before there was anyone that came to pick us up. And it was like still before 7. So I was kind of surprised that the Epic buses started running early because they were saying in the lobby that they started running at 8, but really it was like 6:30 probably. So anyway, I'm getting changed into my EPCOT fit. I might brush my hair because I'm looking pretty whack right now. And then I'm gonna call an Uber or Lyft, whatever's cheaper, and head over to Riviera Resort, our second resort of this stay. I can't believe that we're already one morning in, and it has been absolutely fantastic. Really great trip so far, even though, you know, we're running on like 4 hours of sleep, but we out here. Here's the EPCOT fit. I have learned by walking way more than I actually should have this morning that it is pretty dang hot. So let me just go through this outfit super quick, and then I will call Lyft or an Uber, whatever, and we will head over to Riviera Resort at EPCOT. So here is my ears from Bobble Bar. I got them on sale, and I highly recommend that you keep an eye out on the sales because these were like 20, and I really love these. Sorry if it's a little echoey right now. But anyways, So Magic Co. for the bag, and then I got the little ear holder on the side that you can snap your ears in. Here is a Subtle Dust Bear. I got this shirt from Kohl's when it was on sale. And then these are thrifted pants and my new Asics. So yeah, let's head on to the park. They have a little robot. Aw.
Oh, we had some. We bring those days.
Oh.
Right now, so they don't have room. No, I'll carry it.
This looks so good. I still cannot believe that I am at my dream resort, Riviera. It just feels so surreal to be here, and it is like before 11 and I already got the text that my room is ready. So let's go check it out. I am super excited to see this room. I've heard a lot of people bashing it. I've heard a lot of people loving it. So let's get my take. The elevator is even fancy. Look at that. So cute. Guys, I am staying at the Riviera Resort. I am so excited. But let me give you just a tour real quick. This is a really small room. I'm staying in a tower studio, so it's meant to only sleep 2 people. And, you know, I think that this is going to be perfect for me as a solo traveler, and I could probably live out of this room for a week for sure. But if you have like taller members of your family, or if you need more room than just 2 people, then this probably isn't the room for you, but let me show you around the room. All right, so honestly, the videos do not do it justice how, honestly, this is a little spacious. I mean, it's like a little New York City apartment, basically. So you got a full-length mirror as soon as you walk in the room. And then you've got your wall of stuff. Let me zoom out a little bit. Your wall of stuff. And you might be thinking, hey, Raven, where's the bed? Oh, why, look at that. It pulls down. So I'll show you how easy or difficult that is coming up. We've got our microwave right here. Let's see what's in this cabinet. So just all your essentials. This is a Disney Vacation Club resort. So, you know, you get a little bit of plates, cutlery, that sort of stuff. And then if you look down here, you've got a true mini fridge, not a beverage cooler. Let's look in it. Sorry if my bag's getting in the way. So yeah.
a decent little size. I think that'll do you just fine, like bringing leftovers back to your room and stuff. And then you've got a couple of deep drawers right here. I'm not gonna be unpacking too hardcore because I am just staying here for one night. And then you've got the cute little ice bucket. There's the couch that will turn into a bed. And then you've got a little bit more storage in these little cubbies. You can use it as an ottoman, and then whenever you go to pull out the bed, you can just move it out of the way. And then last but not least, you've got your Keurig over here with all of your Joffrey's teas, coffees, etc. You've got your room phone, and then you've got your desk. I'm gonna come back to this view because honestly, I wasn't expecting to have such a great view. But anyways, you've got these cute curtains. It really fits the vibe. And then you walk over here. Hey, we're on a last name basis now, so welcome Aiken family, that's me. You've got a cute little Mickey towel. Tiny trash can, and then let's go to the big feature of the room, in my opinion, which is the bathroom. Now, honestly, this is as big, if not bigger than the living space, and it's incredible. I am so ready to luxuriate and take an awesome shower. So vanity, cupboards, all of your H2O, not H2O products. And then you've got one of those little zoom in mirrors that you can use for your makeup. I'm not that extra on vacation. I just kind of show up as I am. We've got towels and the toilet right here. But this is what I'm really looking forward to. A rain shower head. You've got a little hook right there if you want to put your bathing suits in here. And then you've got the collection of H2O, not H2O products. You've got like a little bench over here, so it would be easy if you were trying to take an everything shower here. Gorgeous. You got some nice cute towel hooks. Everything looks so themed here. And then, since this is a studio and not a one bedroom, I don't get laundry, but it's not like I would be using it anyway. There's the extra pillow and blanket and all sorts of towels. Got a laundry basket if you wanted to go do laundry while you're here, as well as a luggage rack and a safe that you can program. Plenty of hanging space, I think, for 1 or 2 people, especially if you're staying like a week or less. Let's go look at this view though, because honestly, I am stunned. First, let's look out the window because wow. So here's my view. I mean, there's parking lot down here, obviously. Tower Studios were not made to have the prettiest view in the world. And unfortunately, I didn't get on the other side, which means I don't have a Skyliner view, but I do have an awesome view of EPCOT. Look, there's the ball right there. And then if you go over here, like way, way off in the distance, you get a little bit more of the hotels and stuff that are nearby, but not directly on property. I think this is a pretty good view, and I'll walk inside and tell you how much I paid for it. So honestly, I'm very fortunate, and I will still admit this is a lot of money, but typically these tower studios will run upwards of $450 a night. That's usually like their low point. But with DVC, David's Vacation Club, I found this one night deal for $323, and that's about the price of a Disney moderate. And this resort is just so beautiful. It feels so expansive, but it's not really that massive, you know? Yeah, it's just a wonderful resort. You've got a lot to do here, but it's one of the smaller Disney resorts, which I do love. And, you know, this is a gorgeous little space, and I feel like it was a pretty good deal for what it is. Now, of course, this is Disney pricing, so I'm not saying that this is cheap, but I would not have gotten to experience this unless, you know, someone just gave it to me. So thank you to David's Vacation Club for making this possible for me. I am so excited for this. And for the finale here, let me show you how easy it is or difficult to pull this bed down. So we'll see together. Okay, Raven, it's time to try not to make a fool out of yourself, but let's see if we can get this down real easily. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit more creaking. I'm gonna put this thing back up, so I'm not leaving it out. I'm not moving the ottomans yet.
But honestly, that was pretty easy, and you should see this art right here. It's Peter Pan, Wendy, the whole crew, and they're off to Neverland together. And yeah, this is a really cute room. I love it so much, and let's just put that bed back up. Okay, so not too bad, but honestly, I wouldn't be wanting to do that my whole trip. But since it's just me and it's just one night, I think that's pretty fine. So anyways, let's get our crap together, and then we're gonna head over to EPCOT on the Skyliner. I'm so excited to take y'all along. Okay, so y'all saw that I have this cute bag, So Magic Co, and I really love it, but it's not fitting all the stuff that I want it to fit in it. So I think that I'm gonna go by the Riviera gift shop and probably buy something that I've been looking at for months and months. And I will take you all along with me and show you what bag I secure. Got the bag I always wanted. Now, I know a lot of people aren't doing lounge flies anymore, but I think they're really handy, especially if you have a lot to carry. And if you vlog, you know that you have a lot to carry. So, Riviera Resort bag. And I grabbed the pin too. Go into the room to drop off all the extras, and then to EPCOT we go. There's a burb. This is so gorgeous.
Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Disney's Riviera Resort. If you're just joining us, we are on our way to EPCOT.
Guys, I'm going to EPCOT and I'm on the Skyliner and it's almost stopped, but you know, we're getting there slowly but surely. And I got one of those cute gondolas that, you know, have no wrap on them, so y'all get a good view too. This has just been such a fantastic trip so far, and honestly, Riviera is so worth the money, at least the money that I paid for it, I think. And I'm so excited to be hanging out there tomorrow morning and, you know, doing some resort hopping in the area. I think the first thing I'm gonna do when I get here is see if the single rider line for Remy's is open. If not, it's a little too long and it's gonna run into my Soarin' Lightning Lane, but you know, we'll see where we're at. I've got lightning lanes planned out the rest of the day. This lady's interrupting me, but you know, it's gonna be a good time. That's all I'm saying. What are y'all's favorite drinkies to get in these little mugs? So I just mixed half lime Powerade Zero Sugar and half lemonade. I said that right? Lemon lime Powerade. I just made up my own thing. What do y'all get? I know a lot of people are into crispy Diet Cokes, but honestly, I don't really care about soda, really. And I feel like I'd rather be drinking water or Powerade or vitamin water, whatever. Oh crap, guys, I think I'm lost. I'm going to Paris. Ah!
Okay. Have a good day. Looks like it's on our finger. Thank you.
Made it into EPCOT.
About to start the day with Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I love being back here. This is so cute.
Right, for my first ride at Disney World in 7 years, I rode Remy's, and oh my gosh, I'm really impressed with that. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but if you are sensitive to like screen-based rides, it might not be for you. There were a couple of moments that I felt a little motion sick, but on to the next one. We've got some lightning lanes booked up through like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then my next one isn't until like 4:30. So we'll either have a little bit of a break there to check out Festival of the Arts, or we might do another ride, you know, just see what we get into.
This park is every bit as gorgeous as I remember it, and then some. I just love EPCOT.
Welcome to Soarin'. My name is Patrick and I'll be your chief flight attendant today.
Soarin' was fantastic as always. I've ridden that a lot more recently because I go out to California and visit my family once a year, so I go to DCA and Disneyland. But, you know, gets me every time, get a little weepy. Apparently Spaceship Earth is down right now, which means it is time to go ride Guardians of the Galaxy. This is something I've been looking forward to ever since it opened. So let's go check it out. Yay!
Launch spacecraft on an exploratory mission.
Greetings, Terrans. I am Nova Prime Irani Rayan, commander of the Nova Corps. On behalf of all Xandarians, I hope you have enjoyed exploring the wonders of Xandar.
Okay, before we begin, I should warn you that we have never teleported Terrans before.
I completely understand why no one stops talking about that thing. Oh my gosh, that was really good. I went into it expecting like a family coaster, and I knew like the speed and stuff, but you really feel it, honestly. I really wanted Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and I got it, and it was just the perfect song for that coaster. Like the slowness of the tempo and the fastness of the coaster, it kind of blends together really nicely. So yeah, super excited about that. I might have to get another rewrite on that later, but for now, I honestly just want to chill. I might grab a drink and just kind of hang around. I moved my lightning lanes back because I was like, I really don't want to be right on top of each other. So my next one isn't for another hour. So I'm just gonna kind of chill and take in the park and maybe do some stuff that I haven't done before. But for now, let's go check out the merch.
They have a Cusco Big Feet. What? Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I've had a lovely little hour's break. I've given you little bits and pieces, but now it is time to go ride the big Spaceship Earth.
Now connected from the Atlantic to the Pacific.
Stop playing games! Games? I love games! Ooh, I'm thinking of something pink and bouncy that look.
My favorites. Fun fact, I have never ridden Living with the Land until today.
For your safety, please remain behind the yellow line until the roller comes to a complete stop. Scientists from EPCOT and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. Are three of the more popular crops raised by fish farmers. The sustainable system we're using here recycles the water in the tanks. As a result, we're able to save millions of gallons each year. Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature.
You've seen the last few rides that I've done, and I've just had a fantastic day back at EPCOT. 2019 was my last visit. So the only new thing that's left to do, really, I think, is test track, at least in terms of attractions. So let's go check out the new test track. I've ridden Radiator Springs Racers a lot since then, but let's just see how it lives up to the hype. I am so glad that I chose this as a lightning lane because it is like a 2-hour wait right now. So good pick on my end. Maybe consider that for your tier 1. Honestly, I would have been so annoyed if I'd have waited 2 hours for that test track. Honestly, the last version was better. Comment below, are you Team Mexico or Team Canada? Because I think I'm Team Mexico, but I could be swayed. The last time I was here, I didn't even know that you were allowed to go in the pyramids, so I didn't ride Grand Fiesta Tour, so I'm really excited to do that. Honestly, what I plan on doing is walking through World Showcase, like through France, stopping to ride that ride, and maybe poking my head in the shops, looking at the trains in Germany, all that. And then I'll probably head back to the room for a bit. You know, we've got extended evening hours coming up, but your girl's tired, still running on 4 hours of sleep, so let's see what we get into.
For your safety, please remain seated. Supervise children.
This resort is so romantic at night. I'm gonna have to take Andrew back here with me. Guys, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm a little baby. It's like 7 o'clock. I went back to Primo Piatto because
I have food allergies. I get anxious about ordering stuff in World Showcase. I get anxious about doing things that's like outside of the comfort zone of like the places that I've eaten. So grab some Primo Piatto. I'm gonna chow down and I think I'm in for the night. Like this shower is calling my name and I've got that great view of EPCOT like you saw. So I'm gonna try to catch a little bit of illuminations later, but yeah, I just kind of want to have a chill night in. And I think this is the perfect place to do it as a solo traveler. You got a big TV, you got a couch, but you've also got a bed and you got that nice porch. So we're gonna be utilizing all this stuff tonight. Can't wait to tell you how it is. But yeah, let's kick back, relax, eat some food. Maybe I'll show you my pins later that I've gotten. So let's do that. The one thing that I will say about this room is that the lighting is poo-poo at night. Like, this is the weirdest little fixture that I've ever seen. And it just kind of spreads light across the room in a very unattractive way. So if you're a vlogger like me, maybe this is not your room. But, you know, anyways, I'm gonna chow down. I got a bacon cheeseburger and the Parmesan garlic herb fries. So let's see how that is. Okay, y'all, we've moved from the drastic desk to the couch. You know, the 3 feet it takes to get there. Again, I really love this room, but, you know, if you were staying in it with 2 people, it would probably feel a little cramped. Like, my boyfriend, Andrew, is like almost 6'6". So picturing him in this room along with me would be crazy. But like, if it was a mom and a young kid, maybe like a sister's trip, a solo trip, I could see scenarios where this would work out really well. But, you know, you'd have to be like tight and hopefully kind of small to begin with. So yeah, I wanted to show you the pins that I got today. So I'm gonna open up my little pin folio here and just pull them out for you. The first thing I got, of course, was a Riviera pin to commemorate my trip. Mickey and Minnie look so cute in it. And Donald and Daisy, I can't forget about them. So I enjoyed that. And then I had a couple of trades today. So I had bought like a couple of mystery packs from the outlets with the intention of trading whenever I got to the park. So that was nice. I found a pin board with another By Pride pin. So that's nifty. And then I met the sweetest family ever. There were like these 2 young boys and they were both really into pin trading, and I had the Pooh Jack in the Box from the Toys in the Box set, and he wanted that, and he traded me this very cute Mickey ear Yzma hat, and I love the Emperor's New Groove. If you haven't heard me talk about it already, that is like one of my favorite movies. I used to watch it literally every day as a kid for like 3 or 4 years. So yeah, this is adorable. I'll probably get into some more pin trading tomorrow. I really hope I find some good stuff. And Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll be kind of popping around these Skyliner resorts. But honestly, I cannot convince myself to go back to the park tonight. Like, it feels so late because it's A, it's dark, and B, I've just been up forever, and C, apparently I've walked 11 miles according to my Apple Watch. So it has been a really freaking long day. Night before, day before, you know. So I'm just gonna wrap up this vlog. I'm gonna go take a shower and watch this Louisville, I think it's Louisville, North Carolina game. I just kind of have something on in the background and I like basketball. So yeah, I'll probably show you some shots of Luminous from my balcony. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the absolute world to me, and I hope you enjoyed this chaos as much as I did. Be sure to check out my next video. I think the next thing coming out is going to be my resort day vlog. Bye.